Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums, to Sci, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys in the viewerverse, I've got some pretty odd, crazy theories to blow your mind with. Yeah, so inside of Iteration, people, we often see Sentinel drones and other Sentinels being tinkered with. And there's one right here in the Nexus, right behind this chappy here. Yes, Nada, what are you doing with this Sentinel drone? Why have you removed the side panel, and why have you removed the gun? I wonder if you're putting together some sort of contraband multi-tool. And if you're wondering why I'm thinking that, people, I'll show you an image later that makes me think that. Anyhow, there's other places where we see Sentinels being tinkered with. Now we've got our own Sentinel drone. We've got Laylabs. Now Laylabs was the Sentinel drone that actually helped a traveller escape from the realm of glass. And yes, I'll be touching on the realm of glass a little bit later, so be sure not to go anywhere. Heck no. So yes, we've got our own little Sentinel drone. He's got a little paw print decal on him, which is a bit odd, isn't it? I guess he's a pet of ours now, isn't he? So there we go. There's the Sentinel flare. And yeah, Laylabs, our own little Sentinel sentry. So that's pretty darn freaking sweet, isn't it? And something else that got added in is these Sentinel pillars. Inside of these Sentinel pillars, you can hit on up multi-tools inside of these Sentinel pillars now, people. So let's interact Mondo with this. Here we go. Boundary node exposed, vulnerable. Let's head on over to extract weapon technologies. Now I'm wondering whether we might get a new weapon appearing in here. We already got the exotic multi-tools, but as I said earlier, there could be a Sentinel multi-tool coming inside of Iteration, and I'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, stay locked in. If you go to access logs on here, you get a curious code come up that says about imposter detected and Ariadne's code there. Now we know that Ariadne is an imposter, and it says there voice of the hive. So the voice of the hive, I believe, is the voice of the Sentinels, and it's asking you to join the Sentinels in some way, shape or form, for not us that are not already dead. And that sort of rings to me maybe corrupted travellers perhaps, or travellers in general, because we see their ghosts and their other sorts of shenanigans, their graves just sitting around, don't we, on planets and stuff, and they're all holograms, which is a bit weird. But yes, very dark lore there. Now if you want that multi-tool, here we go. I'll give you the coordinates for the multi-tool. This is in normal mode, and I've got a base here, so you should see my base in normal mode. Other modes you won't, but there we go. Lovely jobs. I don't know whether all the Sentinel pillars contain this multi-tool on this planet. I don't know how that freaking works. No. But if you want the lore, if you want the Sentinel pillar lore, I put a video up there, people. So go check that out if you're interested in the lore. Now we've got these new Sentinel sort of Titany type things that have been added in. Yeah, sort of Minotaur type things. Anyhow, if you check out a decal that's on here, like one of the little symbols, I'm just looking at the weaponry at the moment, but I'll show you the decal in a moment. But yeah, there's nothing that quite looks like it's a multi-tool on this ribbit, is there? No. But anyhow, lovely, awesome structure, isn't it? I mean, these are fairly new. These are fairly new, so they came out in sort of like the Sentinel sort of upgrade or whatever, the Sentinel update. But there you go. Look at that little decal. Keep that kept in your mind's eye, people in the viewerverse. Right, so where else do we see Sentinels being tinkered about with? We see them inside of the station. Oh my days, look at that multi-tool that's in the cabinet. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Righto, so yeah, look, there's a Sentinel quad dog being worked on by this little Geeky guy up here in the station. And in every station you see these sort of hanging by the ceiling. Now let's have a look at this little multi-tool in here, because this video is about multi-tools in general, in a kind of roundabout way. We'll get to that in a moment. I keep saying that, but yeah, stay tuned. There's a lot in this video to freaking digest. So let's go on over here. Let's put up the portal code and let's zoom in on that. So again, this is in normal mode, but I imagine it's going to appear here in every mode, and this is in Euclid. Lovely. If you do want that multi-tool, it's not a very good class, but there we go. And yeah, we've got the multi-tool outfitting station. It's funny that you often see multi-tools and weapons right next to Sentinels, isn't it, really? Anyhow, let's head on into here, and this is an Atlas Pass level 3 door, again in a station, where you see a Sentinel hanging up on the ceiling, but you are going to see Sentinels being worked on or dismantled inside of buildings on planet surfaces as well, behind Atlas Card 3 doors. So it does make you wonder, people. In pirate systems, look, they've got walkers that they seem to be dismantling people. And right below them is a weapons sort of area. Yes, we've got multi-tools hanging on the cage right below these guys. So it's almost like maybe they're going to repurpose their parts to make some new funky weapons. And guess what you also find inside of pirate systems? Yes, over with the agents, sometimes for the missions agents, if you talk to the missions agent, sometimes you're going to see banned weapons. Banned weapons and forged passports on that mission there. You can't really zoom in to see the banned weapons, but I've got a nice big image that I'll be putting up on the screen in a moment, so you can take a look at that in a sec, but I'll be getting to that, because sometimes you can even buy these banned weapons inside of the pirate stations with the actual merchant, and they sell for quite a good markup when you get to a normal area space. They're probably one of the better things to sell. So here we go, we've got the banned weapons. Again, you can't really see the icon here, but you can read the actual text that's on the screen, and it does say that these things have been spliced together and are often illegally used by the inhabitants, or pirates or outlaws really. But there we go, we've got this here, banned weapons, smuggled goods, and here is that giant picture. Now, it's such a lovely model to just be used in an icon, isn't it? I mean, look at that. That looks like a new multi-tool that might be coming into the verse. There was some concept art with lots of multi-tools that look quite organic or diamond-esque or even underwater-esque, but they look very alien indeed, don't they? So keep those multi-tools in mind when we move further in. But I'm wondering if we might get some sort of odd little sentinel sort of NPC that we might fight against, but then it also mentioned that these weapons are being spliced from sentinel parts, so I don't think that's actually going to happen, but it could. So yes, I did a video the other day, which I put in the top right hand corner, about these symbols that you're seeing bouncing on the screen here. Now, one of those symbols on that screen bouncing right now is the one that I asked you to keep in your mind's eye, on that sentinel, yes. So I'm wondering whether those symbols mean sentinel. I'm wondering whether this symbol up here, which is fairly similar, means outlaws. Now, where else do we see symbols like this? We see symbols like that inside of the Nexus. They're all over the frickin' shop in the Nexus, people. And there's curiously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Well, what races are there inside of the appearance modifier? There's 5 of them. You can choose Anomaly, Gek, Korvax, Viking, or Traveller inside of the appearance modifier that sits at the back of the actual Anomaly. Now I'm just making guesses. I've gone for Anomaly with a little red block in because, we're not supposed to be here, so we're kind of an error. So I think that one's more likely to be the Anomaly, if any, you know what I'm saying? And that brings us back to this error code type message on the screen here, which has got 4 symbols on. Now, if one of them is Sentinel, what could the other 3 be? Now, I'm just completely clutching at straws here and having a freaking guess. But there we go, I've put Sentinel on that one, but these ones could be freaking anything. But I've gone for sort of like First Travellers, Corrupted Travellers, Realm of Glass, and then Sentinel. But, it's just a freaking bit of fun. It's a bit of creative thinking, but do you think I might be onto something, people in the viewerverse? Add it in the comments. Until next time, people, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.